resources to serve his community. Lanson provided housing and jobs to African Americans when many whites would not. He cared for the sick. He helped establish organizations like the African United Ecclesiastical Society that pursued educational, social, and religious outreach. He challenged the status quo by petitioning the Connecticut General Assembly to relieve him of the requirement to pay taxes until he had the right to vote. And he defied unjust laws by aiding runaway slaves who arrived in New Haven on the Underground Railroad. The evidence suggests, as others have said, that Lanson's activism cost him dearly. He was vilified in the press. He was sued. He was relentlessly harassed by the police. He was fined, tried, imprisoned. As a result, his reputation was destroyed, his businesses dissolved, his wealth was depleted, and eventually he died in the poorhouse. There certainly must have been an easier path available to William Lanson. Someone of his means and accomplishment could have chosen to live a comfortable life without harassment, without the character assassinations, without the risk of losing everything. Only if he had chosen not to rock the boat. Aside from a faith-based moral obligation to uplift his brothers and sisters, I believe William Lanson knew then what we know now, that no matter how great people say you are, if you are Black in America, some people will always see you as less than. No matter how far you rise, someone will always hate on you and claim that you didn't really earn the right to be where you are. No matter how big your bank account is, you'll probably steal a few paychecks, a few contracts, and an economic downturn away from losing it all anyway. No matter how respected you might think you are, you're still a few rumors, articles, editorials, blog posts, and tweets away from someone not returning your calls and forgetting your name. No matter how clean your record might be, you still are more likely to be pulled over by the police. And if you don't watch what you say, how you say it, where you're reaching and what you're reaching for, you might not make it home that night or any night. So what does this all mean to us today? First, although much has changed over the past 2 centuries, the rules of social progress basically remain the same. First, black, white, brown, male, female, we're all in this together. And anyone who tells you that we're not is probably trying to keep something from you or take something away from you. Second, progress requires sacrifice. And the more you have, the more you should be willing to sacrifice. And always remember, those who have less are often the ones who pay with their blood and sometimes their lives. Third, real progress requires bold dreams and big ideas. While it's important for some of us to work for incremental change, the big transformational leaps in social progress require that someone ask the unreasonable questions and envision a future that few others can even fathom. Like 13 little colonies defeating the world's greatest superpower. The end of slavery, the end of Jim Crow, marriage equality, a black man in the White House. What are the bold transformational ideas today? Is it the end of mass incarceration? Is it full employment? Is it world peace? Is it an end to global warming? Is it eliminating income inequality? Is it truly exceptional urban education? Fourth, under ideal circumstances, we should be working for change with the full support of individuals and institutions in the public and private sector, elected officials, the business community, and institutions of higher learning. But too often, some of these tend to be invested in maintaining the status quo. So there always needs to be an independent opposition, if you will, a cadre of individuals and organizations willing and able to force the perpetuators and the protectors of the status quo to be better, to do better, and to join the movement of transformational change. And finally, progress requires courage, the willingness to stand apart, sometimes stand alone and lead the way. Of course, not everyone will have the courage to be on the vanguard, but if we do not, we should have the good sense to support those who do. So brothers and sisters, if we are truly in the spirit of honoring William Lanson, we must do more than just build monuments. We must become monuments to the legacy of his work. By working together, by sacrificing in proportion to our means, by dreaming boldly and aiming for the unreasonable, by nurturing truly independent activism, and by being courageous. Thank you.